Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence, the 17th, and in a previous video, I had talked about the idea of perfection in isolation. In our business, we do an awful lot of things by ourselves, nobody else around. We keep our rehearsing private, and our self-taped auditions private, and our study sometimes very private. My app, Rehearsal Pro, people until soon, which I'm going to share with you in an upcoming video, have used the app by themselves in a room, in our artist garret, eating our gruel and pursuing our success as an actor. And in that, we sometimes yearn to have a big group around us to support us and to share ideas with and to get consensus with. I've got something that I think might help there, and that is, I was recently reading the New York Times, and there was an article about a study that showed if you want to get an idea from the idea to execution, the best thing to do is avoid large groups. More ideas come out of smaller groups or solo practitioners, people by themselves, in their artist garret, just thinking and dreaming and wondering and ideating, right? They tend to yield more and better results. So more ideas, better execution, better results in smaller groups. And the reason is kind of weird, but it's what this study found. And that is that the larger the group there is, the more chance somebody's going to go, yeah, I don't agree with that. Now, if you've got a crazy whack idea, it's great if somebody kind of calls you on it. But how many times have we said to people, oh, I'd like to be an actor, or, oh, I'd like to be a voiceover talent. And they're like, what? That's never going to work. I remember when I moved out here from Washington, D.C., I'd done radio for 35 years, which in and of itself was filled with people saying, that's a crazy idea. What do you do? Go get a job as a whatever. And when I moved out here to be on camera, oh my God, the laughter was deafening. Wait, what? You're going to do what? And then, once I got booked on a couple of shows, especially some of the bigger shows, it was like, their tune changed. Hey, come be on the radio show. Let's talk about it. Hey, you're really successful, blah, blah. But the point is, when you get a lot of people together in a group, dissension can happen for a number of reasons. Number one, everybody's got a different opinion, and you're just adding a number of opinions to the mix. That's pretty obvious. But people also have the desire to be heard. And sometimes that means being a devil's advocate or contraindicated. Just to be a devil's advocate or be contraindicated. Let me just give you another perspective. Sometimes that's great, but most of the time what it does is it stops the forward progress of what could be a really great idea. And when you're in a small group, you got one person you're going to bounce things off of, your best friend or your favorite, fellow actor that you rehearse with or whatever. Or you're by yourself, simply dreaming, thinking of things, exploring all the avenues, being your own devil's advocate. You'll find that the ideas flow and are supported more often than they are in a big, huge group. And this idea of groupthink in big corporations, let's get everybody's opinion, let's get everybody together, everybody has an idea, everybody has big companies like Amazon and Apple, they have an approach to this that is very much in line with this study. They tend to make sure that the groups involved with the decision-making on things are smaller and manageable rather than sort of an all-hands thing. But the good news is for you, you're by yourself. You're by yourself a lot. I mean, you're by yourself most of the day. You're in a very weird situation, unless you're working all the time, when you're actually on set or in a studio with other people or at a workshop or at a class. It's not the norm. And my admonition to you is that's great, because you can really let your freak flag fly and come up with great ideas, weird ideas, awesome ideas, If there's a small group of really good friends around you that you can talk about these things with, great. If it's just you, that's great too. You don't have to put up with all the crap of being in a huge meeting with 10 or 15 or 50 people who all have this idea that they need to put the stops on this, or they need to at least give you their version of what should happen. Everybody has their own agendas. Who knows if they're in your favor or not? But when you're by yourself, you get to dream. It's just one of the most satisfying things for me ever, and I hope it is for you. I wonder if it is. Do you find yourself in a situation where you're like, yeah, okay, good. That's great. I'm by myself. That's awesome. Let me just sit down and think about this. And maybe, who do you share things with? Do you share things with your friend? Do you have a close ally, an associate? Do you have someone on your team, that on your day job, or I don't know. I'd love to know in the comments below. Let me know. Wherever you're seeing this video, if you're seeing it anywhere but votogogo.com, head on over there, because there's a lot more videos and a lot more great stuff there for you. If you'd like to join my YouTube channel, subscribe to it by clicking on my head there. And if there's no head there, you're watching on a mobile device and there's a subscribe button somewhere on the page. If you'd like to see the latest video I've done, go ahead and click on that frame there, and YouTube will play it for you, because they're good about that. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. All alone in my artist Garrett. I thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.